Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Today I am actually going to be walking you guys through how I take and edit my Instagram photos, but the main focus is really going to be on editing my Instagram photos. I take all of my own Instagram photos. I've talked about that here before. So everything that you see on my Instagram, I have actually taken myself. So today I already looked at my Instagram account and I've decided that I need to change it up a bit and I don't want to shoot in my office because a lot of my photos recently have been in my office. So I'm actually going to be shooting here in my living room, so I'm going to get things set up and start shooting photos. This is my remote. I've actually talked about this in another YouTube video before. It is one of the things that I cannot live without when it comes to taking my own Instagram photos. I don't know how this works. Let's try this one. There we go. I think we got a good one in there. Probably, hopefully. I have 35 photos now that I have to go through, and I am actually gonna get my second little tricky guy that I use when it comes to taking / editing my photos, because I use a DSLR to take all of my photos, my Nikon D80, so I need this bad boy to get them on my phone, and now let the editing begin. Okay, so I've got the videos, not videos, I have got the Instagram photos, or the photos just added to my phone, and I'm gonna actually start a screen thing, and now I've got to go through and decide what photos I actually like. So the first thing I do is just go through and decide what photos are worthy of keepage and what ones are worthy of deletage. Oh boy, I'm struggling here to narrow these suckers down. Okay, so the next step that I like to do, I like to make all of my images 4 by 5. That is like my favorite setting. So I go and I edit all of them and I change them, and I'm gonna straighten them out now too to make sure that they are straight. But I select this 4 by 5 option, and that is what all of my Instagram photos are. They're the exact same option for all of them, the exact same size. That way they're consistent. So now I have it narrowed down to 6 images, and I have to go through and I have to decide what one I want to edit. And for you guys, for this video, I'm actually only going to edit one of them. Typically, if there are so many that I like right now I like 6 of them, and I honestly can't shrink them down. It's a problem. The 2 things that I will look at: 1, if the pose is relatively similar to other images that are around the same area, and 2, I'll also just look at kind of like what one I just think looks good. I mean, I don't know. So we're just gonna pick one to edit, and I would like to edit this photo just because it is already like so light and it looks so nice. Oh wait, the cropping on that got weird. Hold on. Typically I would choose this one because it would be a lot easier to edit, but I want to show you guys more of a difficult one to edit. So I'm gonna do this one where I'm looking into the camera. That way you guys can really see what I typically do when I edit my photos. So the first thing I do, I go to Snapseed, and I'm gonna click open here, open from device, and I'm going to select this image. And the first thing I'm going to do, I like to brighten my images. I typically like to add a little saturation to them, just like the tiniest bit. And that is all I'm going to do for right now within this app. And then I'm going to move to Facetune. Facetune is the second app that I like to use, so I'm going to select that image. And there are a few things that I'm going to do. The first thing, I really like to whiten walls and other details that are kind of creamish or have that warm tone to them. I like to whiten them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start whitening this background. Even though it's already very white, these walls in here are actually blue, and this is already very white. I just like to kind of make it have that extra little pop. It looks a little cleaner, more crisp to me, so that is why I like to do this. Now, once that is done, then I get to select how dramatic I want it. So that's really dramatic. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to make it so it's ever so subtle. And then I'm going to go through and I'm also going to whiten this cardigan, and I'm going to whiten that pillow in the background as well. And when I'm whitening things, I actually like to put it on like the harshest setting possible, this toggle bar the whole way to the right, just because then I can actually see what I have already done and what spots I need to go and do. It just makes it a little bit easier, and then I don't ever keep that setting in the history of ever. I've never kept it. It's just nice when you're going through and doing this. And then the next thing I do my teeth. I don't do them dramatically. I just do it so they pop a little bit more because I like my mouth and other facial features to pop, and I will show you exactly what I mean when I'm pulling out the details. So really that subtle. It just makes it so they're a little bit more kapow, you know? Then the next thing I like to do within Facetune is to actually pull out the details that I want in focus. A lot of people actually smooth out their skin and give it more of that effect, where I am the type of person where I will pull out the details in my eyes like crazy, my eyebrows. I'll pull out the details in my mouth. And again, I'm going to change this setting a little bit. I'm going to pull out some details in my nose just so my face looks like more in focus, more intense, and I honestly just think it looks so much nicer. So this is already a little bit in focus. We're going to pull out some of these details, and you can see that there's a camera flare here. I'm going to go in at the end and I'm going to fix all of my flares, so I will show you that in a bit. But I'm just pulling out some of the details here. Let's see, we'll pull out some of the details on my knee, pull out some of the details in this leg, and there we go. It just honestly, so that's before, that's after, before, after. You can really see the difference in my face, and that is the goal because that's the primary focus of the image. So I want to make sure that that is as sharp as possible. Sometimes I will soften areas that I think need softened. In this image, I'm actually not going to soften or smooth any areas, and I'm just going to export this right now. Then I'm going to move to Bosco. Now, I used to not be a big fan of Bosco, but I recently became a fan of Bosco because I think it makes my images look more cohesive when they all have the same filter over them. So the filter that I use is this HB1 right here. Now, if you look at this, none of my Instagram photos ever look like this. So what I do, I change the setting and I go somewhere down to like 2 something, and I'm going to export this. I'm going to save it to camera roll, and I'm going to use actual size. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take it to UNUM, and this is the app that I like to use to plan out my whole Instagram feed. So that is the final image that I'm currently working on right now. There are a few things that I noticed. One, I still need to go back through and I need to fix the flares. And 2, it has still a lot of warm tones, and I'm not really happy with those warm tones. Compared to, if you see my couch right here, this image, the couch in that image compared to this image look very different. So I want to make sure that they're kind of cohesive looking. So I am going to go back to the Snapseed, and I'm going to open the image that we were working on. And I am going to do a few things. The first one, I'm going to drop the warmth down and make it cooler, much cooler. So I actually dropped it -3, perfect. And then the tools I'm going to use this healing tool. And now we have to go back through and we have to find where that flare was. So that's a flare. So let's see, I might actually drop the coolness of that a little bit more. I'm going to export it this way and we're going to see. And then I'm also going to go through and I'm going to make it even cooler than that. So now let's upload 2 more. I'm still honestly not sure if I'm going to like either of these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through and I'm going to try to make my couch look more gray than it currently looks tan. And there are a few ways that I can do that. The first one is by going back to Snapseed. And we're actually going to decrease the saturation that we put in there earlier. And actually, I think that already made a big difference. But the second thing that I'm actually going to do, this is kind of a weird tip for you guys. I'm going to go back to Facetune. I'm going to use the image that we were working on, and I am going to whiten the couch. This is just making it so this specific area is more cool toned, because by whitening things, it's just bringing out more of the cool tones in it and lightening it up, of course. So by doing this, I'm really just bringing out the cool tones in the couch to make sure that it actually looks the color that it is, because this couch is gray. It does not have any tan in it. It is very much so a gray couch, and that's what I love about it, because the less color, the better. So I'm not going to leave it like that. But do you see the difference between that and that? In my opinion, that's a pretty big difference. And while I'm here, I didn't do this earlier, I'm actually going to bring out the whites in the carpet too. Now, I think this is really where I like it. Okay, so we're going to save that and we're going to put it in UNUM. I'm going to delete these because I don't think I like them. And then we're going to add this here. That is honestly so much better than before. And if you look at this, my theme looks relatively cohesive. All the cool tones are the same. The colors are the same. It still has a gray general theme with me in the image. So that is actually going to be my final image for Instagram. This is the before and this is the after. Do you guys notice how crazy of a difference that is? Before, after. And that is it for the behind the scenes of editing my Instagram photos. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it does help support me and the content bug. Plus it helps for me to understand what videos you guys actually like seeing. I think you guys like Instagram videos, but I really have no idea. So you have to tell me what you like by liking my videos and commenting down below. But I will see you guys back here in another video very soon. Bye guys.